All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Great Lakes Brewing Company, and they're out of Cleveland, Ohio, and this is their Mexican lager with a lime. So this is a Mexican style lager that is brewed with a lime peel and puree. It comes in at 5.4% alcohol by volume, 20 IBUs at the time of review. I don't know exactly how old this can is, but it does have a best by date of August 2nd of 2025, and we're about 6 weeks away from that date. So according to Great Lakes, we should be more than good to go. So I'm reviewing this one as a shelfie beer for the month of June 2025, and I've actually been eyeing this one for the last couple years. I think they first released this one about 5 years ago, but I didn't pick it up, and I've always wanted to not only try it, but also review it. So here we are. So they have a little spiel here on the side. It says, "Find a sunny spot and lounge a while with this golden Mexican-style lager brewed with real lime peel and puree and flaked corn for a crisp and refreshing getaway." I'm here for it. So, a lot of craft breweries doing that nowadays, brewing, a Mexican-style lager of some sort and using actual lime, be helping you out so you don't have to put your own lime when it comes to, buying Mexican-style lager. You can just enjoy it with the lime that they use for it. So yeah, anyway, I found myself to be really digging these. My favorite, I would say to date, of like a lower, well, not say specifically Mexican style lagers, but we'll just say like lagers in general with lime, is something I reviewed recently, and that was Other Half. Their lime snaps. That one was fantastic. So anyway, we got the hashtag proper glassware that had a little bit of dirty glass mafia, but right now, what do we have? Well, we have it in the hashtag proper glassware, and honestly, that looks awesome. It looks like a lager for sure. Has that bright golden yellow orange color. We'll say more of like a golden color. We'll say straight golden, right? Good clarity. You can see my hand through. You can see my stupid face upside down on the reflection. The head was about a finger and a half. It's now displaying to a thin film. Good carbonation. Yeah, I mean, it looks exactly on camera how I'm seeing it in person, so no need for the contraband flashlight. Yeah, I mean, very akin to that Other Half lime snaps. Big lime presence, both, has it smells like it's going to have a nice acidic kind of like tartness to it, but also zippy and zesty. It smells like authentic lime and not like fake, lime natural flavors. They use lime peel and puree, so that makes sense. A little bit of that corny, grainy, like sweet cereal grain with like a hint of corn, almost like corn pops, we'll say, something in that realm. Touch of lager funk. And with Mexican style lagers, a lot of times when I say corn, sometimes it's like tortilla soaked chip, like tortillas that have been like soaked in water, in this case beer, but also water. It just has that corny kind of sensation. It reminds me of tortilla chips. So yeah, smells light, smells refreshing, smells like it's going to be a crusher. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. So this is very heavy on lime. Much more so than I think that lime snaps that I reviewed recently. It has a big, vibrant lime character. It almost skirts the line of being overwhelming and kind of like a detriment to the beer, because I don't get a lot of the base lager as much after that first sip. Maybe as my palate acclimates to it, it'll be a little bit of a different story. Buying this is higher side of light body, 5.4%. I like it to see like lower side of medium. It's a little bit watery for what it is. The mouthfeel, though, super refreshing, incredibly crisp, very clean, and just super crushable. It's like a refreshing, like you could crush these when it's 90 degrees outside, which by the time I'm reviewing this one, and within like the next 4 or 5 days, it's supposed to be like 90 for like 3 straight days. I would love to just crush this and the aforementioned lime snaps. Like that's kind of the beers that I'm looking forward to. Has a very, higher side of moderate carbonation. Taste is super simplistic and omnipresent. Big lime blast that is, to me, it's more of like the actual like lime juice without it being like tart, like super tart. Like it has a little bit of tartness, but it's more just like a concentrated lime flavor. It's a little bit pithy and zesty, so definitely the peel's in there. Again, omnipresent. And then underneath that is just a lot of just a generic lager, generic Mexican style lager. Corn pops, I'm glad I said corn pops because it does have like a sweet, corny cereal grain, and corn pops would make perfect sense. There is a little bit of like a slight lager funk there, a little bit of a sulfuric thing, very minute, but I notice it. On the finish, this really dries out though. This finish is almost bone dry. Almost no bitters to speak of. Maybe a very, very, very tiny skosh of a bitterness, but for the most part, it's more dry than bitter. Pretty well balanced for what it is. I mean, my one knock on this one would be I think the lime dominates the base beer a little bit. As I did get acclimated to it and took multiple sips, my palate is definitely acclimating to the point where it's like, all right, that lime isn't as heavy as I thought off of that first initial sip. But I would also see if it was dialed back like 10%, 15%, I think this would be a little bit more balanced for me. As is, it's pretty dang good. Not amazing or anything, but pretty damn good. And I'm enjoying it. So 5.4%, you can't even tell. Like you could drink a bunch of these. Yeah, I get why this is, when it comes to the warmer months, Great Lakes really pushes this. They will have it like the varieties, their summer variety pack that you can buy the 6-packs by itself. They're all about, throwing this one out there for people who just want low ABV crushers. And yeah, I think it's pretty solid. I'm not going to go with a super high score. Honestly, that other half, Lime Snaps, to me is probably the standard for a lime lager at this point, my favorite, but it's also much more expensive than this one. And I mean, you got to weigh that, or take that in consideration. For my score, I don't, because with my score, I base it on what's in the glass. I usually don't take price point or value and all that stuff into consideration. If so, you'd have a really wonky, I think, rating system. For me, I rate on what's in my glass and how much I'm enjoying it. That's what it comes down to. So I think this one, a Mexican style lager with lime, peel and puree, I think it's pretty solid. So I'm going to give this one, we'll go high 3.75 and go 3.85. I think this is pretty damn good. I do enjoy it quite a bit. And yeah, I am going to have no problems finishing the rest of this one. And yeah, I would say this, if you can get Great Lakes in your area and you do like Mexican style lagers of all sorts, check this one out. Don't think you'll be disappointed, especially if you like them with the additional lime. If you're somebody who goes crazy with Coronas and just stuffing, wedges of lime into your Corona bottles, pick this one up. Price point availability, $10.99 6-pack. This is where I compare it to that Lime Snaps from other half. You're talking $11 for a 6-pack. That Lime Snaps is $14 a 4-pack, so you're paying $3 more for 8 ounces less. This is where that would get the value, but I gave this a 3.85 and I gave that beer 4.25. So I still think I'd rather have the other half. And the base beer is different. This is a Mexican style lager, it has corn in it, and the rice snaps is brewed with rice. So it's more of a Japanese style rice lager, right? But I like the comparison because it's fresh in my memory. I would go with the other half. But if you're at a grocery store and you see this and you're like, man, I'm in the mood for a Mexican lager with some lime or just a lime beer in general, I would pick this one up for $10.99. It might even be cheaper in your area, maybe a little bit more expensive wherever you are. No questions asked that this is a pretty good value. And then the availability, it's Great Lakes. They have a beer finder. Go check them out on the web. I don't really know. If you see Great Lakes, though, there's a high probability you will see this one, but doesn't mean for sure. But I see this all over. Wegmans grocery store, all kinds of grocery stores around here, beer stores, everything. So, it's one of their more widely available beers and readily available beers when it comes to the warmer months. So if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. Even with the addition of the lime, it doesn't have too much of a tartness to it, just a mild tartness, mild acidity on the back and throat, so the lime's not kicking out too much. But the flavor is a little bit more concentrated that I would like. If it was more balanced, this is easily a 4 out of 5 all day. So I did knock it a little bit for the lack of balance for me personally. You might like that if you're somebody who loves lime beer. So anyway, I'm going to shut this one down. We have one more shelfy beer review for the month of June. And until then, cheers.